Happy Friday. Happy Live at Lunch and Pickle you. Haven't done this in a long time, so I'm kind of, or very much out of practice. And it seems like my screen's further away, so I don't know if I can even see if anybody's showing up. I see no eyeballs, so I don't think anybody's there yet. I'm sorry I had to change things, but you know, there's always the rerun. Well, let's see. Della's there. Hi, Della. So today we are going to make a spiced cranberry margarita. But my twist on this is I'm going to use high bush cranberry, and I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. So we're going to talk about this high bush cranberry. This is something that I had never ever heard of before until probably about 3 weeks ago. And Sandy had asked me if I wanted to go pick some of her cranberries, and I had no idea what she was talking about, and I was in the throes of all the other canning and everything else and pickling that I had done, so I kind of, nah. Well, apparently she wasn't taking no for an answer, and so, hi Donna. Who else is here? Oh, Donna's waving at me. So Sandy brought me a bag full of these cranberries, these high bush cranberries. Okay, so then I had to investigate and learn what high bush cranberries are, and so I wrote my notes down. They aren't a true cranberry. They are of the Viburninen opulus, whatever that means. They mature in the fall like a normal cranberry, and in so many places they're referring to what we think of a cranberry as a low bush cranberry. So that's the difference. Low bush cranberries are from the honeysuckle. No, sorry, take that back. The high bush cranberries are part of a honeysuckle family, which apparently there's like 400 species in that, and not very many of them are bush or trees, which I think that would be the high bush one. Regular cranberries that we think of in the bogs are from the heath family. I don't know if that means they do chocolate or what, but anyhow. So anyhow, Sandy brought me these things, and I started investigating, and it looked like everybody made jam. You smelled the berries, and they don't smell real pleasant. They have a distinct smell. Hi, Vanessa. Did I miss somebody else? Nope. They had a distinctive smell. So I went and found recipes for jelly. And you have to boil the jelly. So it was on a Saturday. I think, I don't know if people were helping around here that day, but they smelled horrible. Everybody kept coming into the kitchen and wondering what that smell was, and Mick thinks, I don't know what he thought they smell like. I think they smell like dirty shoes. So it's like, well, okay, this is interesting. But so I made my jelly, and the first one didn't set up real good. They told me to use Surdo. I don't like Surdo. The only time I've ever had good luck with the liquid Surdo is if I'm making it like jalapeno or pepper jelly. That's the only time it ever sets up. So since then, when I've been making them, and I've made several batches now, I just use Surgel. And actually there is a lot of pectin apparently in high bush cranberry. So in many recipes, I think the extension from Minnesota says you don't even need to use pectin, but I do because I like mine to set up. So I made the jelly and I was hooked, and I thought, okay, I need to find out more about these. So Sandy said she still had a few more, and one Thursday when I was just having a hell of a day, including the mouse, hi Jen, eating through my dishwasher hose, which today my wonderful plumber Greg stopped by and fixed that. So now after about 2 weeks, I once again have a dishwasher, which will be good to have. So anyhow, Sandy said she had more. She told me where to go, and I went and I picked what she had left, except I saved a few for the birdies. And I thought, I wonder where else you can find these things. So a few days later, I kind of went driving where I think I would find high bush cranberries, and okay, guess what? I know where to find them, and it's fun. So I've kind of been on this tear, and so this is this week's juice that I was able to make, and I'm going to make more jelly with that. I also heard, hi Gladys, I also heard that, and who else? Oh, thank you, Jen. That they are good in like scones and stuff, and from reading too, you can freeze them. So some of them, I've been freezing them like in 1 pound things too. Aren't they pretty? They're really pretty. And even this juice that is sitting next to me, it's just water and them. And then I usually boil them with a cinnamon stick. It has that odor. It's not as bad now as it was when they were fresh. But that's another way you can tell once you know what these look like. And, you know, I have a little app on my phone that I can use to make sure of what I'm picking. But once you get to know what they look like and what they smell like, because you can, hi Joan, you can smell them on your fingers when you're picking them, that it's like, okay, yeah, this is them. But so another thing about these guys is they are located in northern temperate and tropical mountains regions, and then the tropical mountains. They start in BC, Canada. They go all the way across to Newfoundland. They go as far down as Washington State and to eastern West Virginia, or which one? Oh, to east to North Virginia. Northern Virginia? I don't know. Anyhow, though their zones are 2 to 7. And they say there's a couple different kinds. There's the English one that was brought over. And they say that one is a little bit smellier than the American one. But they say the English one was brought over as an ornamental. Well, depending on the day that I put it to my app, it will tell me it's either one or the other. And they're both edible. They just say that the English one is got a little bit more strong smell. But I don't know why the ones that I'm finding in ditches would be the ornamental ones as opposed to the ones that were normally native to the United States. Because you would think, I mean, I realize birds carry them, but it seems a little odd that where I'm finding them, it would be an ornamental one. Though yesterday it told me it was an English one, though I didn't pick those ones yesterday, so that was different. Okay, and Diane's there too. So anyhow, long story short, no, that was a long story long. I'm addicted to finding these things because it kind of feels like a treasure hunt for one thing. And I think they've got to be just about done. They say they tolerate frost, but we're getting more and more frost. Though, I mean, they say they can grow all the way up until November. But anyhow, I have enough. I don't need any more this year. Because right here, this is going to make a lot of jelly. But I'm going to use a little bit. So, anyhow, my daughter Jody said, well, you should try incorporating the high bush cranberry into a cocktail. And I thought, well, that's a good idea. Because this is not super juice, because it's just the juice of the berry and a cinnamon stick and water. That could be interesting, because they are, you know, they're not super sweet. But in this recipe, we are also using a simple syrup, which I made earlier today. And it's a spiced simple syrup. It was water. Hi, Julie. It was water, sugar, the normal things, several cinnamon sticks, and then I added a few of my high bush cranberries to it, which is why it is red. So hopefully the simple syrup will help with just the regular. And who knows, we'll see what this tastes like. So the recipe that I have is to use a low bush cranberry, but we are making it with high bush cranberries. So if you don't have high bush cranberries, use a normal cranberry, and you probably might even be better off than what I'm doing. So we are going to start with our tins, and since we're using simple syrup, we want to do a shaker. Plus, you guys all know I love to shake. And if I'm talking too fast, it's because, like I said, I'm pretty much out of practice at doing this, and then my day was a little bit changed a little bit when my water flow manager came to fix my dishwasher so that now I can clean my dishes. Okay, so we put our ice in our tin, and it calls for, and I'm cheating, my lime juice is just going to be this, because I do have one lime, but it's not a very big lime, and so I'm not juicing it. So we just need a half ounce of lime juice, and everything gets mixed in the pot. If you can see it. Okay. And then we need some tequila. We want 2 ounces of tequila. And I suppose you could, hi Lauren, I suppose you could rim your glass. I'm not going to rim my glass today. I would salt it. You could probably do a sugar, especially since it's spiced, and you know, that'd be like a cinnamon and sugar rim. That would be probably pretty good, but we're not doing that today. Okay, so 2 ounces, and I'm using Patron. That's probably my favorite tequila. Okay, and I still have some. And then you need an orange liqueur. It says to use, I can't say this guy, Contraire, the one that starts with a C. I used to have some, but apparently during some of these things I must have used it up. And so we are just going to use Decaper Peachtree Schnapps. and that's going to be good enough. I also have an apricot one that probably would have been good too, but that might be too many different flavors. Well, I don't know. That's all sweet. Okay, so with that, we need just a ½ ounce of the orange liqueur. That might have been a healthy ½ ounce. What are we forgetting? We're forgetting, okay, so we need our simple syrup, ½ ounce, but I'm going to go a little bit more because, like I said, this doesn't have my juice. It's not as sweet as what like a cranberry cocktail would be. So let's go with like 3/4 of an ounce. Okay, gotta smile, gotta smile. Hope everybody's having a good day. This is the last weekend of summer. You know that fall starts on September 22nd, so make sure you enjoy the final weekend of summer. It went by awfully fast. Okay, and so then the last thing we need is we need a ½ ounce of our cranberry juice. So I'm going to dip it in this way. Isn't that pretty though? I mean, it's such a pretty thing. I'm just going to, a little bit more. Okay, smelly things. Actually, the cinnamon that I put when I make the juice of the high bush cranberry does make it smell a little less offensive. All right, so then we're going to put our lid on top, and we're gonna shake for about 30 seconds to get all those flavors, and they're very blended. I have a bunch of people sending me text messages now. I think my daughter might have sent me one, and Bonnie did, but you know, I always thought, well, can people see that when you're live? I guess not. It's probably not being recorded on the front of my phone. Okay, keep on shaking. Oh, the hands are getting really cold. And we need ice in our glass. Now I have this one. Woo! Things are falling. Main Street please. Coming out of my refrigerator. That's a good thing. Okay, so we're going to use this big ball one. It's been sitting in there a while. And that's one of my lovely Joy Jolt glasses. I thought this one was a good one. It would have been a good rimming one too. All right. Finish the shaking. We'll give it an extra shake since I took time out. Okay. Oh, look at, I popped the lid off just fine and dandy. And then there's another one. Twinsbaseball.com. Oh, they better be winning if they're going to go any further. I guess I don't know how they did the last couple games. So I kind of stopped watching them a little bit now. All right. We're going to pour it in there. Pretty. And then to garnish it, there were several options. I mean, if you were using normal cranberries, I wouldn't use a high bush cranberry to garnish it because, like I said, unless they have something with them, they probably aren't the best taste. I think I'll use a cinnamon stick. Handy dandy cinnamon. I had to buy a new thing. I've been going through them like gobstoppers lately. Cinnamon stick, and maybe we will use a little bit of fresh mint over here. Pull one of those off of there. Make sure that's mint. Yep, that one's the mint. Okay. And how about a lemon slice? Oh, I forgot to have a knife handy. Dang it. Or maybe an orange slice. Let's go with orange slice. So actually, I think this is this a tangelo? Maybe we should do something about tangelos. I don't know what a tangelo is, and I probably didn't grab the right knife. Okay. Woo, that's not a very pretty cut. No, I mutilated that one. Let's scoot that out of the way. We don't want mutilated. Okay, so, boy, that guy is juicy. This is like, I don't know if tangelos are supposed to be juicy, but this sucker is extremely juicy. We're going to put you on there. Okay, that's not very pretty. Everything else is pretty, if the cinnamon stick would stay up. All right, hang on a second. I got to wipe my hands down. I got tangelo juice all over them before we do our tasting of our high bush spiced cranberry margarita. And I'm going to thank Sandy for introducing me to high bush cranberries, and let's see if it tastes good first of all. Oh, cheers! It tastes just fine. I can see that it's not the same as if you had used cranberry cocktail. That's pretty tasty. Oh, I keep seeing something underneath there. I hope I don't have a bug under. Oh, it's the bottom of the the bottom of the cinnamon stick looks like a bug underneath the bottom of my glass. Kind of scary for a Friday. All right, so this is a win. I would do this one again. I think it's probably less sweet and maybe even more tart than if you had used regular cocktail or cranberries. But I love cranberries too, so that would be another great thing. So again, if you ever want to go foraging for high bush cranberries, oh, that was the other thing. When I was looking up things about it, I was looking for funny stories. There are no funny stories about high bush cranberries, but if you join me on my escapades, I'm sure something will turn up and it will be kind of funny. So feel free to join me, or I would take you cranberry hunting too. You should try this jelly. I probably will have a lot over the course of the year until I get to pick more. So hope everybody has a wonderful, great last weekend of the summer, that you're taking care of yourself, both mentally, physically, and every other way. Every other way that you can. Eating's good. And I don't know what else to tell you. Just that I hope you all have a great weekend. And I think maybe Monday, depending upon if I have drywallers and want to listen or not, we might make that other cocktail I kept talking about, the one Ward 6 that I had gotten from the gentleman that used to own the Ward 6 in St. Paul, that I haven't made yet, but I might make it for a birthday drink. Somebody else. Oh, Perry's there. Hey, Perry. Okay, so cheers, and come try one of these beverages with me sometime, especially when the great room's out there. You're welcome, Joan.